Hi, I am Reni Ayulandari, one of master students in Development and Rural Innovation Program in Wageningen University. Gratefully, it is an honor for me to be part of this course of sociological and anthropological perspectives on development. Now, I would like to try to present my resume for this lecture week on the topic of intervention in the policies of development infrastructures perspective. First and foremost, when talking about the policy of development, I do realize that it cannot be separated from the term of SDGs. What is SDGs? What does it mean exactly by SDGs? Based on my personal experience, even though the SDGs have been released in almost 5 years ago in 2015, the first time I knew about SDGs was around 2 years ago when I got involved in developmental program supporting CSR company projects in my country. That was the first time I glanced with excitement knowing SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals declared from the UN or United Nations completely with all 17 concerned together in many different colors of it. The main goals of the Sustainable Development Goals seems to be perfect goals for me. The goal is to remove poverty and enhance prosperity by ranging social needs in many aspects, while also should taking into account environmental protection. Unexpectedly, soon after I pursuing my study master here and know more about developmental studies, it has really opened my mind and broadened my knowledge. I do really realize that developmental projects are not that simple thing that we can imagine to implement all over the world in many different societies. In fact, SDGs is problematic related to the scaling, representation, and community. Therefore, I fully agree that those who have a privilege for managing developmental projects should really taking into account the involvement of the local communities. I know that scientific knowledge from academic scholars in advanced research is undoubtedly undeniable. But however, it also creates mainstream idea of global standard which is not always often fit with local situation. Therefore, local or traditional knowledge is also essential for giving them space in order to create more dialogue and negotiations. Hopefully, this can make better outcome for those local community of their sustainable development. Furthermore, still related for the topic that I taught before, another aspect that I also want to talk here is about infrastructure. For me, who come from a non-social background in my bachelor degrees, I come from math program, but probably also common people think the same thing. The mainstream understanding of infrastructure is more in positive ways that related to the developmental aspect. As a person who comes from small city and a developing country, I remember the first time how really excited I was when I look at the new skyscraper buildings in my city such as new shopping malls, hotels, office, and more. But again, here, I understand more that the infrastructural development is also problematic due to certain aspects that are getting involved in that process such as political technologies and neoliberal infrastructure. From Hobby's article about rural perspective on infrastructure maintenance in Solomon Islands, I cannot imagine how the developmental project on the road maintenance become a crucial problem on this community. How can this road that should be more beneficial for this community as open access for developmental projects instead creating more violence among society due to political issue? One insight that really stole my attention in this article is about isolation as benefits. How this community can have better life before the developmental project have been implemented in this community. Because this intervention brings them for modern uncertainties. Clearly here, this community think that it is okay being isolated with tough livelihood instead of facing new problematic issues that also really burden as their insecurity. Another interesting thing that I also reflected in my personal experience, it was some years ago when I saw the infrastructural development projects run by my local government to build permanent houses for indigenous people of the primitive tribe Suku Anak Dalam. The government wants to aid this community for giving them permanent housing because they think as a prosperity standard for people is to have property rights. What happened next after the permanent housing have been built for them? This community only live in that house in a few days and directly leaving that house and go into other forest. Here, this government really ignored the anthropological approach to know in detail their cultural identity. In fact, this community has their own traditional culture, already accustomed to living in the middle of the forest by simple shelter with trees or leafed roofs that they arrange. This traditional house is crucial because there are not many people as hunter-gatherer community. The purpose of simple shelter here is just because they can easily destroy or rebuild their traditional house that related for the nomadic culture. Thus, here, there is a differentiational interpretation of housing meaning between government and this indigenous community. That is why permanent houses like people housing in the city are clearly not the same as the traditional house in indigenous people who live in the middle of the forest. In short, we can say that the development project done by the government had obviously failed. Lastly, another thing that I want to highlight here is that it was interesting to watch the videos about the anthropological approaches in the case of health infrastructure in Papua New Guinea. I really argue from the video that the unbalancing health infrastructure between developed country and developing country is one key problematic issue, mainly in the current hectic situation of spreading COVID-19. One example also comes from my country as developing country in Indonesia, which has limited infrastructure in various aspects, mainly for the need of equipment for testing those who get suspect from this coronavirus. Not only that, another problem is lacking the availability of personal protective equipment including masks. For health workers, those equipment become the thing most needed for doctors or nurses to protect them from the exposure to that virus because they are the soldiers who are fighting in the front line of this war of COVID-19. This becomes one current crucial concern. I'm not saying that my government does nothing to tackle this problem, but the limited access and budget also become a crucial issue in this economic downturn and increasingly become a burden for us in developing countries. There are many debates among the minds for choosing the best solution to tackle this issue. Likely, the anthropological approach could be one alternative as the government can create more space or open dialogue for various perspectives from NGOs, private sectors, politicians, and more domains, especially for the local civil societies that really in touch in this issue, to hand in hand finding the best solution to reduce the risk of COVID-19. Okay, that is my resume that I want to point out on this week's lecture. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Bye bye.